Hello everyone, welcome to Voice over Mule. So I'll be giving a code walkthrough about the Alexa skill that I've developed for MuleSoft Hackathon 2020. Uh, I also have submitted the documentation to dev.to. It's kind of lengthy, so I thought of also giving a short video on the code walkthrough about the beta testing and few other essential information about the skill. All right, so sorry. So let's start with it. Um, Let me just switch over to the screen. Yeah. Okay. About the skill. The skill is Voice over Mule connected app. It's an Alexa skill, which will which basically monitors your applications that are deployed on Cloud App. It has few use cases that the skill covers. Some of them are find status of an app, start, stop, or restart app, and also add alerts for apps. I couldn't get to the third use case of adding alerts for the applications, but the skill still has the main category to choose from. Even though Alexa replies back with a generic response, it's just a hard coded one for add alerts. Okay, Uh, where do I start with? Let me start with the um applications that actually do the backend work. This is I've deployed it to a trial account just for the testing purpose. Let me go to the runtime manager. Okay, so there are a total of four applications that comprise of the backend for the Alexa skill. Generally, the Amazon documentation for Alexa skill, they prefer Lambda, Amazon Lambda functions to be used as the Amazon skill backend. But I have also worked with Amazon Lambda before in Node.js using the Node.js SDK, and what I found was it makes the if you want to develop the Amazon skill using the using the Lambda functions, you would have to extensively use their Node SDK or Java SDK. They prefer Node SDK, and then again it has a dependency of using those. You should also have your Amazon account and host your Lambda functions over there. There are few advantages of having Lambda function as a backend because it provides serverless architecture. Um, so what I what I did in this specific application was to uh, remove the Lambda function from the picture and bring in Mule backend. So now the Lambda there are two applications which together comprise of the Mule backend. Sorry, the Alexa skill Lambda functions replacement. One is the VOM Alexa request router, and then the other is the voice over Mule Alexa experience. Okay, so the voice over Mule Alexa request router is kind of just a router. Alexa has exposes just one endpoint to the backend. So what I planned was to have what I decided was to just have one router application to split that single endpoint to specific use cases, and then that request goes to Mule voice over Mule Alexa EXP. Let me show you the voice over Mule Alexa EXP design API. Okay. Yeah. And let me open Alexa request router as well. Okay. So the Alexa strange. Just a second. Okay, so let's start with the Alexa EXP API. Now, what the request router does is it just has one endpoint slash Alexa, which we have exposed, and this is the endpoint, the single entry endpoint for the AVS, that is the Alexa voice service to interact with the backend. If I show you the Alexa console, that endpoint, this is my skill actually, the voice over Mule, the one which I have configured in the Alexa console, developer console. If I show you the endpoint, I have actually provided the specific endpoint where the Alexa request endpoint, and that is what slash Alexa points to. And then from the slash Alexa, my Mule application splits it into different applications like operation, alert, status, welcome, account link. There are two or three more endpoints which I have to actually I've put them in code. I couldn't find time to sync them up with the design center. So there are two or three more endpoints which are for stopping, canceling, exiting, and a fallback for error handling. Say if the user says anything absurd or anything which is not included in the utterances or in the setup, we have a global error handling kind of thing that is included in the Alexa voice, so in the Mule backend code. So that endpoint is slash fallback. And apart from then you have these applications. Then there's another application which is voice over Mule AnyPoint EXP. It is a combination of the API. It's a combination of three APIs like the EXP, PRC, and the system layer. All these three together have been included in one single API due to limited time. So I just wanted to mention it that I wanted to follow the API-led connectivity approach, but I couldn't. So this AnyPoint EXP takes care of interacting of taking the request from the Mule EXP and then um, hitting the our ARM Cloud REST APIs and getting back the responses, uh, maybe for application statistics or also the dashboard statistics or also the starting, stopping, or restarting the applications. It also takes care of token management, so which I'll come come up very soon. Yeah. So AnyPoint EXP. Okay. So the AnyPoint ESP has statistics, operations, get alerts, app mapping, and um, token. The AnyPoint token is the endpoint which takes care of retrieving the login the AnyPoint access token. Right now, I am using the username and password type of authentication to get the token. But I did attend. I did attend a meetup wherein there was a session which also had a very similar use case, and the authentication that was implemented in that webinar that was showcased in the webinar was using identity using OpenID, and I will and my plan is to replace the username and password authentication with the OpenID Connect. That is the one. So this gives the token. Statistics gives the statistics. Operation app operation start, stop, and restart. Get alerts is not working. It's still under development. And this slash app mapping is this one is a very important endpoint. Now, whenever the user starts his interaction with the user, now when it comes to voice service, the response time is essential thing. The user, when it comes to voice, wants a response as soon as possible. So this endpoint, when the user starts his interaction, when his account is linked and he starts his interaction with the first request, there is this slash app mapping endpoint that is fired, and it gets actually it gets the mapping of the organization environments and their corresponding applications. I basically retrieve that and store it in an object store, and the key is the user ID because that is a unique one. And and on the next over the next interactions with Alexa, I keep on using that object store to just get the response as soon as possible. If I show you the code for this, so this is the one. Yeah. So you get the organization, then you get environments for each organization, and then you finally store the master map data. If I show you the master map is looks something like this one. What was the request? Sorry. Yeah. So this is an example. You have an ID mapping. This is the organization ID. Then you have environments under these organization ID, and then you have applications if there are any, or else an empty ones. It gives you almost all the information that I require for this skill. I store it in an object store with the user ID as the key, and that's it. Let me start with the account linking flow as well. So in account linking, now Alexa has now why did I opt for account linking option in Alexa? We want to monitor the skills that are linked to a specific account, and that account has to be exposed or known to Alexa during the interaction. So the user has to be identified, has to get identified by Alexa, and for that we have to use account linking. Account linking has Alexa provides two kind of account linkings. One is implicit, and the other is auth code grant. Implicit doesn't suit our requirement because it provides a permanent token, and obviously the AnyPoint access token expires after some time. So I opted for auth code grant. Auth code grant, and it follows the same OAuth to auth code grant specification. So I wouldn't be going deep into that. So it just has two URIs. One is the web and one is the token. Web is the one that exposes your uh, endpoint, the web page for login password. So if I show you here in account link, you have it somewhere in slash web. Let me just, oh sorry, let me switch the screen. Let me just show you the index.html in the browser. It's this one, and I just have few hidden parameters as well. hard coded. It's an hard coded one, not processed. So that's why you're seeing this hard coded text. But when you actually do the account linking, you'll get the proper page. This is a page that gets called. You enter your username and password and sign in, and then you get a screen showing that your account is linked. Let me show you that process first. Now, this is the I have added one of my account as a one of my test account as a beta user to this specific skill, and I'm showing you that screen which actually gets which you can see. So uh, you anyone who provides me the so if I enter a username as as a beta tester under distribution, I'll be able to actually test out the skill. It gets distributed even in development environment. It's a good thing that we don't have to actually wait for certifications, Alexa certifications, or a skill to get certified to actually test out the skill. I have added this arpitsrm at gmail.com user, and this is the user that actually is been showing here. This is a beta testing skill. Let me go ahead and enable this skill, and the same thing can be done using the Alexa companion app as well. So I enable it. I go to settings. I see my account is linked. Uh, Let me unlink the account. Okay. Skills. I'm just going through and disabling my skill. Yeah, disable it. Okay. Let me just refresh it. Enable the skill again. Oops, sorry. Enable settings, link account, and then it redirects me to that web page I was showing you before. Yeah. Let me give the let me link my account with the same AnyPoint platform account which I'm using for hosting or deploying my 4 applications, which are actually the backend for this Alexa skill. That way, we will be actually. It's a good scenario or a use case. It's a good testing account as well. We sign into that, and yeah, your skill has been successfully linked. Let me close the screen. Go to more skills and dev. Okay. I haven't really actually tested out beta testing before, so I'm just trying to figure out where the things are. Where do I invoke the skill from? These are things to try. No clean. Oh, I think I should be connecting to one of this one. So let me go to echo echo show. Let's go with echo. Oh, this one looks like a long process. That's fine. I can show you in the simulator. I may still have to figure out how do I test it from beta testing. But we have another option to test it out. I'll get back to the beta testing once I figure out how do I test it. There is another way to test out the skill, and that is using the simulator. So you can test it like open voice over Mule. And you get
Welcome to Voice over Mule RPEAT. I am your AnyPoint platform voice assistant. You can find status of an app, perform operations on them, or even set up an alert. What would you like
and
to
the
do?
skill continues as I've shown in the demo, in the YouTube demo which I posted. There's the thing that I wanted to mention is how exactly I am extracting the information about the username and password from the account linking. Let me show you the code. So voice over Mule account link. Now this post login is the login slash login a post login request that is fired when the user enters the username and password in the login screen, and then there is a invoke stat. There's a Java custom Java code which I've written to actually create a JWT. So I'm creating a JWT which I send back to Alexa as a token, and my other applications like Alexa experience, like request router, what it does is it decodes the JWT, extracts the required information like access token, AnyPoint access token, user ID, etc. from it, and then hits the required Cloud Hub APIs to get the response. So this is the Pojo for code info. It has username, user ID, email, password. This password is not required. I've just kept it. I have to still refine the code a little, but this is not required. Obviously, we'll be using the access token for this. Okay. The important part over here, and which really uh, took my brains off, actually was the part where you want to refresh the token. Somehow, when Alexa was refreshing, sending the request of refresh token, this is the endpoint which gets exposed. You have a choice router. One is for the refresh token route, and the other is for the normal route. When you actually will be providing the access token to JW, back to AVS. So in the refresh token route, as you can see, you decode the token first. You create the auth token again and then set back the token as well. Now my access token and the refresh token are the same. They are the same JWT. So whenever my access token expires, Alexa sends back a request for refreshing the token, and this is the request I send back to AVS, and the process continues. The expiry time which I have set up for my Mule for this access token is, let me show you. tools account linking is 600 seconds, I guess. Yeah, it's 600 seconds. So that is, I have given it for 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes, there's a request that AVS sends to my account linking API to this specific endpoint slash uh, token. It comes to this choice to write a router and then sends back a new token. That way, the user will have a seamless experience. He doesn't have to link his account again and again. Okay, and then that is all about the account linking flow. You get the JWT, you decode the JWT, and then do your work. Okay. I have also made the code public. As you can see, there's docs and there's code. Under docs, you have banner flow designs, some important flow designs if you want to check it out. Mm. I would also like to mention that there are these the code is still there are few bugs here and there, which I'll be working on it. So I am planning to expand this use case for more. There are countless number of use cases which can come out of this specific application. So I'll be working on refining the existing ones as well. Okay, for the testing, I would need for if anyone would like to test this application, please provide me with the email address and I'll add you as a beta tester. You can go ahead and accept the invitation and you'll be able to test out the skill. You if Please create an Amazon account if you don't have any before the Amazon developer account to test out the skill. Thank you so much for your time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.